The secret law that shapes your life. Kamma in Theravada Buddhism. Why do some suffer while others seem to live effortlessly? Why are we born where we are? And why do certain events seem to just happen? The answer is neither fate nor chance. There is a deeper law, silent, invisible, and ancient. It is not controlled by gods or dictated by stars. This is the law of Kamma. Join us as we uncover the beauty, intricacy, and mystery of Kamma, as taught in Theravada Buddhism, the most ancient preserved path of the Buddha's teachings. Chapter 1. The secret law behind every thought, word, and deed. In the vast silence of the universe, there is a law that does not announce itself with thunder, nor carve its decree into stone. And yet, it governs the birth of galaxies and the blink of an eye. That law is Kamma. Kamma, Pali, or karma, Sanskrit, means action or deed. In the Buddha's teachings, it means something more subtle, not merely action, but volitional action, cetana. It is not what you do that defines your Kamma, but why you do it. Every volition, every stirring of the heart with intention becomes a seed. And that seed, whether it blooms or lies dormant, is stored in the deep fields of the mind. Chethanaham bhikkhave kammam vadami. Monks, it is volition that I call Kamma. What is astonishing is this. Even a single moment of thought, tinged with craving or compassion, shapes the architecture of the future. The Kamma you perform does not fade with time. It is embedded in the flow of sankharas, in the ongoing formation of consciousness and becoming. Kamma is not fate, nor is it some divine punishment or reward. It is a natural law of moral causation, a fabric that connects intentions to results, like echoes returning in a boundless canyon of time. Every lie whispered, every hand extended, every tear shed in cruelty or love, all are accounted for in this silent ledger. And the most remarkable aspect, you are the author of your own story, because you are the author of your Kamma. Chapter 2. The Fourfold Classification of Kamma, Mapping the Ethical Universe. To navigate the law of Kamma, Theravada teachings provide a fourfold framework, revealing both the intricacy and fairness of karmic processes. By time of result, vipaka. Immediately effective, Dhamma Vedanya Kamma, ripens in this very life. Next life effective, Upapaja Vedanya Kamma, ripens in the next existence. Indefinitely effective, Aparapariya Vedanya Kamma, ripens in some future life. Defunct, Ahosi Kamma, wasted due to lack of conditions to bear fruit. This shows that not all Kamma ripens right away. Many seeds lie dormant until conditions align, just like a mango tree, which may take years to fruit. By order of seriousness, weighty, Garuka Kamma, always ripens first, killing a parent, for example. Habitual, Achinna Kamma, repeated actions form deep grooves. Death proximate, Asana Kamma, the last thought moment before death. Cumulative, Katattha Kamma. General, weaker Kamma always in the background. This hierarchy explains why some actions overpower others. Even minor acts repeated daily with intent can outweigh single grand gestures. By function, reproductive, Yanaka Kamma, produces rebirth consciousness. Supportive, upastambhaka kamma, helps the arising kamma to bear fruit. Obstructive, upapilaka kamma, hinders the fruiting of other kamma. Destructive, upagataka kamma, erases the effect of other kammas. Thus, kamma is not linear but interactive. It operates like threads in a loom, pulling, balancing, and sometimes canceling one another. By ethical type, kusala kamma, wholesome kamma based on non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Akusala kamma, unwholesome kamma based on greed, hatred, delusion. Anenjabi sankara, imperturbable kamma, wholesome kamma of jhana leading to arupa Brahma realms. Chapter 3. The mechanism of kamma, chitta, cetasika, and continuity. In the Abhidhamma, the fine fabric of kamma is woven from chitta, consciousness, cetasika, mental factors, and their interaction through mind moments. Each thought moment is lightning fast, but full of karmic potential. When a wholesome or unwholesome volition arises, it imprints a subtle mark upon the mental continuum, chitta santati. This trace becomes part of the kamma santati, the karmic stream that carries forward even at death. In Theravada Buddhism, there is no permanent self-carrying kamma. Instead, kamma travels via conditioned phenomena, like a wave passing through the ocean, or the flame passed from one candle to the next. Rebirth occurs through patisandhi chitta, a rebirth linking consciousness, conditioned by past kamma at the moment of death. The kamma does not travel across lifetimes, but rather manifests as a new moment conditioned by prior volition. Hence, a person is neither exactly the same nor completely different from their past self, a perfect expression of anatta. Chapter 4. The 10 Kamaic Paths, Foundations of Ethical Rebirth. Theravada Buddhism outlines 10 pathways of kamma. These are the ethical foundations that uplift or degrade the mind stream. 3 bodily actions: killing living beings, short life, fear, and rebirth in lower realms. Stealing, poverty, insecurity, and mistrust in future lives. Sexual misconduct, broken relationships, guilt, and social chaos. 4 verbal actions: false speech, distrust, confusion, and isolation. Slanderous speech, divisiveness and disharmony. Harsh speech, hostility and rebirth in unpleasant states. Idle chatter, wasted potential and lack of mindfulness. Mental actions, covetousness, greed deepens, rebirth in states of deprivation. Ill will, seeds of hate mature as suffering and conflict. Wrong view, misunderstanding of kamma leads to grave errors. Conversely, abstaining from these leads to favorable rebirths and peace of mind. They are not commandments, but natural consequences, cause and effect unfolding in moral dimensions. Chapter 5. Vipaka in the next life comes from Kammapatha, completed kamma. Vipaka, result, in the next life arises not just from any kamma, but specifically from fully completed kamma, which is called Kammapatha. Kammapatha is the strong seed, complete, fertile kamma. It has all necessary conditions fulfilled. It leaves a strong karmic imprint in the chitta santati, mental stream. It becomes capable of producing vipaka in this life, the next life, or future lives. Just thinking of planting a tree, kamma, won't grow anything. Only when you plant the seed, water it, and care for it, Kammapatha, will a real tree, vipaka, grow. Abhidhamma perspective. The vipaka, result, in the next life, such as being born in a deva realm, human realm, animal womb, or hell realm, is the fruit, vipaka, of a powerful past Kamapatha. Abhidhamma Sangaha explain that only completed volitional actions, Kamapatha, can ripen as rebirth-linking consciousness, patisandhi citta. What is Kamapatha, really? Kamapatha doesn't mean every thought, word, or deed becomes a full Kamapatha. Instead, Kamapatha means a completed path of Kamma, an intentional action that has reached its full karmic structure. All necessary conditions are fulfilled, and it has the potential to yield strong karmic results, vipaka. Only some actions, when completed with full intention and effect, become Kamapatha. Partial thoughts, incomplete actions, or fleeting intentions may not become full Kamapatha. According to Abhidhamma, when does an action become a Kamapatha? To become Kamapatha, an action must satisfy certain conditions. Example: 1. Killing. Panatipatha becomes a full Kamapatha only if a living being exists. One knows it is alive. One intends to kill. One makes the effort. The being dies as a result. Not all Kamma becomes Kamapatha, but every Kamapatha is a complete, strong Kamma. Kamma, intentional action, produces two main types of vipaka results: pravrutti vipaka and patisandhi vipaka. Patisandhi vipaka refers to the result that arises at rebirth. It determines the initial consciousness, patisandhi citta, and the realm into which a being is born based on past Kamma. This is the doorway into a new existence. On the other hand, pravrutti vipaka refers to the karmic results experienced throughout the course of that life, such as health, wealth, suffering, or success. Both are outcomes of Kamma, but while patisandhi sets the stage for a new life, pravrutti plays out the script during that life. So, patisandhi vipaka requires stronger, fully completed Kamma, while pravrutti vipaka can result from both full and partial Kamma, depending on their intensity and moral weight. Chapter 6. Where is Kamma stored? The hidden chamber of the mind. Where does Kamma go after it is made? Does it disappear into the air? Burn with the body? The Abhidhamma answers with precision. Kamma is stored in the stream of consciousness itself, in a continuity called bhavanga, the passive flow of the mind between moments of activity. Just as scent clings to a flower long after it has been touched, each Kamma leaves an imprint in this undercurrent. This Kamma is not material, not in the heart, not in the brain, but in the subtle mental continuum that flows through lifetimes. It manifests again when conditions ripen, like a lotus rising from muddy waters. The storage of Kamma occurs without memory, yet with precision. It is as if the universe is a perfect accountant, and that accountant is the citta, the moment of mind that knows, feels, and chooses. Thus, your Kamma is never lost, just as no sound is lost in an echo chamber. And this is both frightening and beautiful. For while painful Kammas return, so does the smallest act of kindness, waiting like a light on a dark shore. Kamma is not like a soul or memory stored somewhere. It's more like a pattern of volitional energy that becomes a cause in the law of paticcasamuppada, dependent origination. Chapter 7. Why do people suffer? What did they do in past lives? According to Theravada Buddhism, suffering, dukkha, does not arise randomly or by the will of a god. It is the natural result of causes and conditions, most importantly, Kamma. But here's the key. Not all suffering is caused by something one did in this life. Some suffering may be the ripening, vipaka, of karma from many lives ago, far beyond memory. This includes physical illness or deformities, being born into poverty or conflict, unfair treatment or injustice, sudden tragedies. From the outside, this seems cruel or unfair. But the law of Kamma is not about blame. It is about cause and effect. Kamma is not punishment. It's natural law. There's no one judging us. If you plant a mango seed, you get a mango tree, not as a reward or punishment, but simply because that's the nature of seeds. In the same way, hatred brings suffering, generosity brings joy. This is how the ethical universe works. The field is ours to shape. Even if one is born into suffering, the present moment still holds power. We can respond to suffering with wisdom and kindness, creating new, wholesome Kamma. We are not prisoners of the past. Kamma works over lifetimes, not just one. It is not only this life that creates results. Kamma stretches across billions of rebirths. Sometimes the most intense suffering or bliss comes from ancient Kamma finally finding its chance to ripen. A poor, kind person may have a tragic life due to past Kamma, but the kindness they show now creates powerful, bright Kamma for future lives. A wealthy person may enjoy luxury due to past merit, but if they now act selfishly, they create dark seeds for future suffering. Not all suffering is karmic. The Buddha also taught that some suffering is not directly caused by Kamma, but by natural conditions, utuniyama, such as weather changes, bodily constitution, accidents due to external causes. So it's wrong to say that every pain or disaster is karmic punishment. Theravada Buddhism recognizes multiple kinds of causes, niyamas, working together. Kamma is just one powerful stream among others. 1. Uthuniyama, the law of physical nature, seasons, weather, aging. 2. Bija niyama, the law of genetics or heredity, seed and species behavior. 3. Kamma niyama, the moral law of cause and effect, intentional actions bearing fruit. 4th, Chitta niyama, the law of mental activity, how thoughts arise and follow one another. 5. Dhamma niyama, the law of universal truths, the regularity of natural phenomena like gravity and the arising of Buddhas. These 5 show that life is influenced by multiple lawful forces. Not everything we experience is the direct result of past Kamma. The ultimate fairness. Liberation is open to all. Even more than fairness, Theravada Buddhism offers something greater: freedom. Kamma may govern the cycle of rebirths, samsara, but it does not govern nibbana. No matter how much suffering we carry, the Noble Eightfold Path is open to anyone, rich or poor, wise or foolish, wounded or whole. By oneself is evil done. By oneself is one defiled. By oneself is evil left undone. By oneself is one made pure. Purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. This is ultimate fairness. The path to freedom is personal, possible, and open to all. Compassion, not judgment. When we see someone suffering, Buddhism does not teach us to judge them. Oh, they must deserve this. Instead, the Buddha teaches us compassion because we don't know their past. We've likely done worse in our own past lives. We are all caught in samsara, searching for peace. We help the suffering not because they deserve it or not, but because we all suffer, and helping others plants seeds for our own awakening. Normal people, puthujjana, the uninstructed worldling, cannot deeply understand Kamma because it requires insight into causality beyond ordinary perception, and their minds are clouded by ignorance, avidya, and delusion, moha. Let's break this down clearly. Kamma is subtle and invisible. Kamma is not a physical object. It is a mental volitional force, satana. Its effects, vipaka, may appear much later, in another life, or even another realm. Normal people expect immediate results. They often say, I saw someone do evil, but they're rich and happy, so karma must not be real. But kamma does not operate like instant punishment or reward. Kamma is extremely subtle. It is not easy to be known even by wise persons. Delusion, moha, covers the truth. The mind of a puthujjana is full of kilesas, defilements, lobha, greed, dosa, hatred, moha, delusion. These defilements create wrong views that block understanding. Especially moha blinds the person from seeing cause and effect across time. The continuity of rebirth, the subtle workings of the mind, lack of direct knowledge. Ordinary people do not see past lives or how actions condition rebirth. Only those with developed insight, vipassana, or supernormal powers, abhina, can see how kamma unfolds across lifetimes. The Buddha said, only a Buddha or a noble one with purified wisdom can fully understand the complete working of kamma. Kamma is not a doctrine to believe, but a truth to see. It explains both the cruelty and beauty of the world, not as punishment or reward, but as echoes of volition. Yet beyond kamma lies a freedom unconditioned, a place where no seeds are sown and no fruits are harvested, a peace beyond the soil of becoming. May all beings come to understand their kamma and walk the path that leads beyond it. In every moment, you choose a thought of love, a word of truth, a mindful breath. All shape the unseen architecture of your future. You are not the victim of the past. You are the architect of tomorrow. Kamma is not punishment. It is the purest form of justice. It doesn't need belief to function. It just is. So ask yourself, what will I plant in this moment? Because one day, that seed will blossom. Kamma is the reflection of your heart in the mirror of time. Choose wisely. Choose with wisdom. Choose with compassion. If this video brought even a little peace to your mind, I'm deeply grateful. Stay mindful, stay kind, and keep growing in the light of truth. Like, share, subscribe. May all beings be free from suffering.